If you're a fan of stop motion animation or art and design made of real world objects being kind of stitched and glued and bent together to create cute little objects, then Mashina will well be the art style and vibe for you. But beyond the art style and the fantastic sound design, I may say, Mashina is a moorish and addictive mining game that puts a lot of style into the genre, but also delivers a fundamentally enjoyable and engrossing experience. In Mashina, you play as a titular character who is trying to help their friends discover lots of different minerals and complete various missions across 3 different mines, each with an overground level, for you to interact with your friends to get new missions and objectives, but you'll spend the vast majority of your time below ground mining around the different environments. Mines are structured in a way that as you collect resources and take them up to the surface to kind of buy new things, you'll hit dead blocks, which means that you won't be able to get any further for certain situations. And you'll find that there's lots of characters dotted around these mines that are surrounded by a rock that you can't penetrate until you've upgraded your drill to something new. How do you do this? Well, you've got a ever-expanding inventory system, which starts off small and a little bit like trying to fit Tetris blocks into your backpack. You have to kind of rotate things around and slot them in to try and make good use of the space, but you can upgrade and expand out your inventory over time and have way more space for you to play with. There's also a giant chest at the top of each mine as well, which allows you to store lots of additional things, because the 4 characters that you've got at the top of each mine all have to have their wishes met for you to then progress to the next level. And that means you'll need to satisfy their own individual tasks. You've got one person that will give you blueprints to have new tools in your arsenal to then be able to dig faster, further and better. Some of those will involve having bombs or mega bombs. Then there'll be drills that will kick off horizontally or vertically to create shafts. Then there'll be other things like teleporters or little machines that you can combine different materials together to upgrade them to create a bigger, more expensive resource. And that character really helps you with the progression of the game to try and make things easier. The rocks that come in different layers that mean that you have to upgrade your drill to penetrate them is all assigned to another character who will give you missions to go and find certain amounts of material to then upgrade your drill. There's then also a character that's all around decorations, and each mine has various different places that you can decorate through flower pots or just random bits of junk like a fridge or a rubbish bin. All of these can be found and then dotted around to create a nicer place for this character so that they feel at home. And the last character is all about collecting FM radio posters that then gives them a new dial to switch into, because this character is literally a radio. and that gives you then new music to listen to and new radio stations to listen to as you drill around. And this brings me to the absolutely fantastic sound design in this game. As you continue to find new FM stations, Plinky, the character you then give it to, will then kind of go, oh, I found a new station. And that enables you to then flick to that radio station as you're playing. And one's like a guitar station. Another one is called ABCDE FM, I think it's called. And in between each song, the DJ's coming in with like wild stories that just make you chuckle, with stupid character names and really ridiculous things like, and he died from eating too many cupcakes, and like just stupid stuff. And that stupidity carries on across all of the radio stations. So another one is all about like really sad love songs, and the character that's the DJ on that has got like a real soulful voice. It's almost like Samuel L. Jackson is doing a comedic radio station. I cannot get enough of this sound design, and I found the soundtrack on Bandcamp and will be buying it separately because it is phenomenal and I love it. And that helps the drilling go by, because by design, Mashina's mining and drilling and trying to excavate all the resources is repetitive. But because Mashina gets increasingly more skilled and can do things faster and can then get like little pet helpers to come along and help her, and one of the sub-story plots is that there's like a little baby robot who you can then put together, and then they'll go and like fend off the muckers who are busy trying to basically cover back up the tracks that you've just drilled through, and she'll fend them off for you. There's so much going on, it never feels dull or like it's standing still. There's always a new mechanic or a new thing to discover, or another couple of different oddity side quests that will help you become a more powerful or more rounded mine, like using all the conveyor belts to connect up friends so that they can send each other gifts, and it's just super cute. And then whenever you meet a new character, you get a little FMV intro sequence where you get to see the full diorama that's been built in the real world kind of like swing around and do something quite cute. And it just reminds you that all of this is made out of real materials and real dioramas that have then been scanned into this game. And it's just cute, but fun, but quirky. And there's another game that does this that came out last year called Jadero. And this is the same people that did Jadero are also doing Mashina. And you can really tell because everything is slightly off the wall and off kilter. It, like, even the sound design, whilst I'm saying that it's fantastic, it loves an odd dissonant note, which won't be for everyone, but it certainly is for me. And yeah, as you're going around, mining is great, inventory expands, which is great, it's constantly adding new things, and the overarching world and experience is just so wholesome and cute and peculiar and slightly alien. I just didn't want to leave it. And so Mashina is one of my real surprise hits for me for 2025. I came into this thinking, this looks like some really quirky art style, but I wonder how the game will play behind it. And the game, frankly, plays fantastically. My only minor negative comment is whenever you're connecting various different conveyor belts, you can only do it based on what you see on the screen in front of you. So there's no like zoom out to do a proper connection and try and like make a really long conveyor belt. You have to do it bit by bit. And although that feels a little bit clunky, you get kind of used to it quite quickly in the game, and it becomes less of an issue the longer you get into it because you're used to it. But that minor quirk and niggle aside, the game plays fantastically, and it's a double thumbs up recommendation for me, especially if you like weirder and wonderfuler art style and design in a game.